Hey, it's Annie. Today I'm going to share how to add these appliques on cabinets. I'm going to show you a lot closer, but I just wanted to show you these appliques. Oh, how nice. Look at that. I was taking my nail polish off today and look at, how did I miss a nail? Seriously? Yeah, I'm a dork. So that's what I'm going to do. I did this 3 years ago. I didn't do all of my cabinets on them, so let me show you that really quick. Okay, so you can see this cabinet doesn't have a door on it. Neither does this one, and actually right below my sink I don't have cabinet doors on there as well. I took them off because I just like that kind of farmhousey look. But now that we're getting ready to get our house on the market, hopefully to sell in the next year, I want to put the cabinet doors back up because not everybody likes that look. So this is the cabinet door right here that I'm putting up that I did not paint. This is what my cabinet doors used to look like if they were this dark. So I want to add the appliques in there, so I'm going to show you how easy this is to do. Now really quickly, I just wanted to say something before any further. I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for your kind words of encouragement, and some of you even shared stories after my last post that I shared with you, our video. I actually shared on my blog too, so I wrote a blog post on it, and I shared it on my channel. If you're interested in watching it, I'll just click, pop it above and you can click on it if you want to watch it. But it was so freeing just to share that with you, and it's helped me so much, and I know that it will continue to help me heal as well. So again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I wish I could hug each and every one of you. It means so much to me. So thank you. Okay, so let's get started. This is not a sponsored post, although I will tell you that 3 years ago, the company gave me the appliques to use. And I kept some of them so I could do this. And at the time I just never finished it. And now I'm gonna finish it. So they don't know that I'm doing this post. I just thought I would share it with you so you can actually see me do it, okay? And my opinions on this product are my own. I mean, I really love this product. So what it is instead of wood appliques, this company is called FX. It's EFEX, okay, appliques. I'll leave the link below in case you're interested in checking it out. So these are a silicone and they're stretchy, but let me see if I can show you. I don't know if you can see the details or not in this. So I'm going to use this for the trim, and then I have these pieces here that I'm going to use on my cabinet door. Okay, so I'm pretty much matching what I already have in here. So this is what you're going to want to do first before you start your project. If you're thinking about doing this, now you don't have to use these appliques. You can just use any applique. So this technique would probably be similar, although these you don't use a nail. These we're just going to use, what's it called? Liquid cement, I think. I don't have my glass on, I have to see. So that's what we're going to do. We don't have to nail or anything like that. We don't have to use a saw. That's why I love this, because all you need to do to cut this, if this was wood, you'd have to use a saw. We're going to use scissors. Yeah, so it's really easy to work with. I love that it's stretchy. So if you mess up, and I've done that before, you can stretch it. Okay, but before you start your project, when you're looking into doing this, whether it's wood or these appliques, really think about what you want to do and measure the areas that you're going to want to work in, so you know exactly what to order. I measured, remeasured, really thought about what I wanted to do on my piece before I ordered. Okay, and then even after you order your pieces, before you start, kind of lay it all out and decide how you're going to do it before you even start. You don't want to start doing it and then you want everything to look uniform and even. So now that I've already started the pieces behind the camera there, those other cabinets, I'm going to actually measure, and I didn't do that before I started filming, so I'll turn the camera off and do that. I want to measure and see because this is what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to take this trim first. And if you don't use this trim, then this stuff you don't have to do. But this cabinet doesn't have that much detail on it, okay? So I want to put that trim around here first and then put the more decorative piece on here. Because once I put that trim around here, I'm gonna have less area in the center. So I have to take that into consideration. Another thing not to forget is how your cabinet's gonna be hung. You don't want to put your design upside down. Okay, so like this I know goes this way, And so I need to do my design right there, okay? So just remember that, make sure you check first. You don't wanna have a mistake. Now, my other cabinets, or when I did that side, they were already painted with chalk paint, which I would never do again. But, and by the way, I had a lot of controversy. I know there's a lot of people that disagree with me, but you know what? If you chalk painted your cabinets and you love them, that's awesome for you. Then go for it. If you're happy with it, that's great. I did it, lived with it for many years, I think 4 years. And the first year or two was okay. You know, I didn't have any problems with it. And then I started having some issues with it. So that's just my personal opinion. I would never do it again. But if you want to use chalk paint, that's great. You know what I mean? It's just my opinion, okay? So I'm going to paint this after I get the applique on, because I would have to paint it afterwards anyways, because you can paint over this. Yes, you can. So I'm going to get the camera on this, because you don't need to look at me. You need to look at what I'm doing so you know. And we're going to get started, okay? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to lay out my piece. Now, this part here on this particular trim is going to go next to the flat side of my cabinet. Pretty sure that's how, yes. So it's where it's kind of edged in or dipped down. That's what's going to go in the inside, if that makes sense. Okay, see how that side, that's going to be the outside, that's going to be the inside. Now this piece is way too long, you can see that, and this is where we're going to cut it, okay? And for this, maybe I'll zoom this in a little bit more so you can see. Let's see if we can see it right there. Hopefully you can see it. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. I have my pen here. Where did I put my pen? Sorry. So just like you would with a wood piece, I want to go right on this corner here, and I'm going to make kind of a line, a diagonal line on my piece here, okay? And I'm going to bring my pen up like this, and then I'm going to draw it down like that, okay? And then I'm going to go on this corner, and I'm going to do the same thing. Can't see it on camera, but I'll zoom out so you can see. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to draw a line here. I'm kind of using the cabinet where the wood trim on the cabinet, I'm using that as my guide right there, okay? And I just drew an angle there, all right? So I'm going to take my scissors. You can use a knife if you want to, but I think it works good just with scissors. So I'm going to cut that. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this. Gosh, I feel like every time I video record, it's windy outside because it's windy again. At least the sun is out. Okay, so now I'm going to check it and make sure it's okay. Okay, so that's perfect there. Here it's just a tiny bit long. So we're going to just snip that a little bit. Watch my hands and I'll cut it. Okay, so it fits. Now I'm not going to glue it yet. I want to continue and do the rest of my cabinet, okay? Because that way, if I have to make an adjustment and move it, I can still do it. If I start gluing this, once you put that glue on, it's not going anywhere. You do have to hold it down for a while when you glue it. It's not like instant glue, but when it's down, it's down. Now these pieces did not come like really super long, so I am going to have to, you know, use 2 pieces on the longer sides. I had to do that in the other spot too, and I just used caulk to hide it. So here we go again. So I want to kind of overlap it like this. You can see that here. Actually, I could do it this way. Okay. So put it right there, and now I'm going to take my pen and mark that. So that's where I'm going to cut it, right there. And I'm just going to leave that there, and then I'm going to go ahead and take another piece here and finish that side. So I'm gonna get another piece. Yeah, that's the only unfortunate thing I will say is that there weren't pieces long enough, but honestly, after you paint it, you caulk it and paint it, I didn't notice anything. Let's see. Can you see me still? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna flip this that way. See, this is why I like to not glue it until I'm done, because seriously, if you have any, and usually they're not this wobbly. I kind of had these stored in a bag for a while. I probably should have stored them better, so it's kind of my fault. Okay, so we're gonna butt these up like this. I'm not even gonna cut that part, and then I'm gonna get to this end here. I'm gonna hold it, and I'm going to make my mark right there. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my scissors, and I'm gonna cut it. This is so easy. This is why I love this product. I really do. So again, I would pay for these myself. Next house I get, I want to add some of this. I'm definitely going to use this again. And it doesn't have to be on kitchen cabinets. You can do this on a piece of furniture. You know, if you find a piece of furniture at a thrift store, I almost said thrift shop, thrift store, whatever. Why can't I say that? Thrift store, thrift shop. You can use this on that too, you know. So let me cut this little tip off here. Don't freak out because my hand's in the way. I'm watching what I'm doing. I'm going to do a little angle here. Okay. So this goes here. This goes here. That looks good there still. So I kind of check it as I go along. I'm just checking to make sure that it's all good. And like I said, the great thing about this stuff is it can be stretched if I'm a little short, you know. Okay, so now I'm going to go on the other side here. And I'm going to do the same little thing. So I'll make sure that that flat side's there. We're going to put this on top like that. And actually, here we go. Do my little mitered corner there. This time I'm just going to cut that. Isn't that awesome? I mean, otherwise you'd have to make all these teeny tiny little cuts. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that with this. It's really awesome. Okay, so that's there. Now we have to do this side here. In this corner. I'm going to move this over so you can see it. And again, just take that little corner, use that corner as your guide. And then we're going to cut it. And we got one more edge to go, and then we're going to start gluing the trim. Once I start gluing the trim, well, I can show you, but it's, I mean, you're just putting glue on the back of it and gluing it down. I'm going to have to hold it for a while once I do. I don't know that you're going to want to watch me do that. So, okay, so same thing here. I just love this product. I can't stress that enough. Especially if you're, like I said, you're afraid of, you don't have tools, or you're like, I don't want to saw, I'm kind of nervous about doing it. This is so easy to do when you can't make a mistake. Okay, so that's that, and now we're going to get to this other end, and we got one more to cut, and then I can start gluing. And then once it's all glued on the edges, then I'm going to go back and I'll show you how to do the decorative section, okay, the middle part. But remember, I'm going to take some caulking in here and disguise that, okay? Get like that. Just like to double check. All right, I just want to double check there. So that's it. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue it. So like I said, to glue it, the company actually sent me a product called by DAP. It's not called DAP, but it's by the company DAP. Let me see if I can, let me adjust my lighting here so you can see this a little bit better. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use today, but it's basically the same thing. It's that contact cement or rubber cement or rubber glue or whatever. And like I said, I used DAP before. I've never used this. I don't know how this is going to be. It's kind of scary when you start reading the label on this. It's pretty scary. So make sure that you're using this in a well ventilated area. I'm going to probably crack the door open in here and do this, but wow. I need one of those things to open. Oh no, here we go. So it's kind of like this. It's really goopy. It's very, very smelly. But I'm going to put the glue on the back and then I'm just going to hold it in place until it sets. And it's going to take a little bit, so I don't think you're going to want to watch that. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to come back and I'll show you how to do the decorative part. I just wanted to explain this and then I'm going to glue it and then I'll be finished. Again, you want to make sure that when you're doing your design, your main design, you want to make sure that your cabinet is in the right direction and you're putting it on the right side, because if I put this way and I'm going to hang my cabinet gets screwed on the side here, I'm going to be in big trouble. Okay, so just double check. Okay, so it's a mistake I probably would make. All right, so what I did, this isn't going to match exactly the same measurements as my other cabinets because they're a little smaller than this, but it's pretty similar. So this is what I was saying. See how this is? I can make this go a little bit further than you would. I mean, if you had a wood piece, it would be whatever it is. But I can manipulate this a little bit, which is good because I want to try to get it as close to the edge as I can, because mine on the other side, I think it's like, let me see here. It's like around 1 inch from the side, and this is probably about 2 inches from the side, okay? So 2 inches, and make sure it's 2 inches on that side. Oops. Okay, about 2 inches there. And I'm gonna like double check before I glue it. So then all I have to do, and I moved, by the way, I'm on my kitchen table next to my patio door because I'm gonna have to open this up. This stuff is very stinky. That's the one thing I don't like, is you have to use this glue and it is extremely stinky. So what I'm going to do is I'll just take this piece off. I'm just going to flip it over. I'm going to brush the glue on and I'm going to put it down, and that's all I'm going to do, you know. But you want to make sure that before you start gluing your piece that you have it exactly where you want it before you start. Okay, so measure, remeasure, whatever you have to do. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it. I don't think you want to watch it. Oh, you probably wonder why I have tape there. Okay, so the reason I put tape there is I just kind of use that as my marker. I measured to make sure that each side was the same height, and then I just, instead of marking it with a pen, I just took a piece of tape and just put it there. That's what I did, just to kind of mark it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and glue it, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I finished. I'm just kind of holding a couple of sides down here that are popping up. That's how it goes. It kind of does that. Let me move my finger so you can see. So that's it. So now I'm going to let this dry for 24 hours. I'm going to go ahead and caulk it, and then I'm going to paint it, and then I'll be ready to hang. So that's it, guys. I just want to share this with you. Once I have this hung up, maybe I'll do like a little update and show you what it looks like when it's hung up on my cabinet. I have 3 more cabinets to do. I have the other upper cabinet, and then I have the 2 below my sink. So that's it. I really, really love this product. Again, this is not a sponsored post. I'm just sharing my honest opinion. I love it because it's so easy to work with, and I love that you can paint on it. And they have, you know, they have a really good selection of appliques that you can choose from. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this video was helpful and informative, and if it was, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up for me. And if you're not subscribing, I hope that you will. Just click the subscribe button below. And if you're already subscribing, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And that's it, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.